When I just graduated from college, my girlfriend Clara Stewart asked me to take on a $500,000 mortgage for her. When I refused, she turned around and bought an $800,000 house for another man. She showed me the deed and said, "Jaden, the truth is, I'm wealthy. I've been pretending to be poor to test you. Unfortunately, you failed. I'm disappointed in you. Let's break up." I simply smiled and walked away without a second thought. The irony? I am the son of the richest man in the country. I was pretending to be broke too. Fast forward 4 years, we met again at the National Wealth Summit. Clara had just barely made it into the top 50 on the list. Clinging to the arm of Henry Brown as they entered, she spotted me in simple clothes with no visible brand, holding a child in one arm and the keys to a Porsche Cayenne in the other. Thinking I was someone's driver, she sneered, "Jaden, you really went all out just to see me again. Let's be real. You are just a driver now, and I am on the wealth list. We live in completely different worlds. Don't waste your time fantasizing." I smiled and said, "Clara, you didn't think you were the only one hiding your real rich family background, did you?" Clara Stewart strutted into the waiting hall, her arm linked with Henry Brown, who was decked out in a sharp suit. As they breezed past the side room, Clara's gaze landed on me tucked away in the corner. Today was supposed to be my day off, a rare chance to spend time with my son. However, my father, Jim Lawrence, had roped me into attending the Wealth Summit. With my wife out of town, I had no choice but to bring my kid along, planning to duck out after a brief appearance once the meeting kicked off. I was dressed down in comfy clothes, jingling the Cayenne keys to keep my son entertained. To Clara, I must have looked like a hot mess, playing chauffeur and babysitter all at once. She made a beeline for me, her voice dripping with scorn as she said, "Jaden, look at you, running errands for others. You are nothing without me. What a shame that you couldn't pass my test. You could have been the one by my side." She squeezed Henry's hand as she went on. "However, hey, I should thank you. You made it possible for me to find someone who really loves me." Henry flashed her a soft, reassuring smile. "Jaden's probably kicking himself now. Poor guy can't spot a good thing. He sees it. He got what he deserved, though. No surprise he has ended up this way." He turned to a staff member walking by. "We've got VIPs here today. How can you let just anyone in? What if there is trouble? Are you ready to handle that? Go on, get this driver out of here." Little did they know my simple outfit was tailor-made by top-notch designers. I've been so swamped taking over my father's company over the last couple of years that I had not been around much. They had not seen me, and based on their shallow take on my looks, they fell for Henry's story hook, line, and sinker. The staff's voice was icy as they said, "Sorry, sir, this area is for authorized personnel only." I stood my ground, my voice steady, saying, "I am here for the summit too. I have every right to be here." They paused, probably recalling those quiet types who turn out to be somebody important, and decided not to mess with me. Clara, on the other hand, burst into laughter like she had heard the funniest joke ever. "Ha, you? College kid scraping by on scholarships is on the wealthy list? That's a good one. And you claim you are here for the summit? Is your name even on the list?" My name was not there, of course. The Lawrence family had put my father's name down. It would not switch to mine until his retirement this year. Clara saw my hesitation and turned to the staff. "This guy, he could have been my husband if he passed my little test back in the day. Poor people will always be just that, obsessed with money, blind to the big picture, letting every golden chance slip through their fingers." I was early. The real VIPs had not arrived yet. The early birds were those hovering around the 100 mark on the wealthy list. A few recognized Clara and joined in her mockery. "He really blew it, didn't he? To lose a catch like Miss Stewart, who is as rich as she is pretty. He must be sick with regret. They dated for 4 years in college and he still couldn't lock down that kind of luck. Tight." However, something flickered across Clara's face, and her smile faded. Back in college, Clara had chased after me with a passion. We had both hidden the fact that we came from money and had loved each other like any normal couple for 4 years. I had passed 98 of her tests, juggling jobs, falling out with friends, getting hurt, turning down a surefire shot at grad school. It was not until I realized Clara was only playing poor that everything clicked. Every single challenge I had faced was a trap she had set. Yet she lavished gifts on Henry, another guy, like cars and houses, as if they were nothing. I was done then. Heartbroken, I turned down her 99th test and ended things before heading overseas. The crowd did not catch the shift in Clara's expression as they kept slinging insults my way. She cut through the noise with a frosty command. "Enough! Get him out of here! I can't stand the sight of him." The staff, done with caution, moved in to throw me out. I broke free from their grip, my voice a low growl. "Back off! Don't touch me! I am here with Jim Lawrence, the billionaire. He is my dad." Laughter rippled through the onlookers. Henry could not resist a jab. "The billionaire's son? That's a brand for a university grad who is practically running the Lawrence empire after just 2 years back home. The only thing you share with him is the last name, Lawrence. You, a chauffeur, pretending to be him? That's just delusional," he sneered. "However, hey, as fellow alumni, maybe one day you can babysit for Clara and me." I shot back with a sneer of my own. "Assuming you can even have kids. And what's your big achievement? Winning over a wealthy widow?" That struck a nerve. Henry's face twisted in anger. He had been dying to give Clara a child to cement his place in her family. However, his past excesses had taken their toll, and even the most experienced doctor could not save him. By then, enraged and humiliated, Henry barked at the staff, "Are you deaf? Get him out of here now!" Without another word, they grabbed me and hauled me toward the door. My son's tears erupted in fear, and I, desperate not to hurt him, fought to free us from their grip. "I can walk by myself. Just don't touch my son." However, Clara's face paled and she blurted out in disbelief, "Jaden, what are you saying? He is your son." "Yes, he is my son." "You are married to someone else?" "No way. I don't believe you are over me." Her reaction threw me for a loop. "Why wouldn't I be over you? We've been done for ages." Clara said, "If you come clean now and ask for my forgiveness, maybe I'll consider giving you another shot." Henry was about to retort when something clicked. He stared at the child in my arms, recognition dawning on his face. "That's Rowena's kid, Jaden. What is he doing with you? Are you planning to snatch him? You are in way over your head." The room went silent at the mention of Rowena. She was a big deal, the top investor on the planet. Anything she touched turned to gold. Her wealth was legendary, making even the richest tycoon look like small fry. sky. The buzz was that Rowena would be there, and everyone there was tripping over themselves for a chance to impress her. My little guy wrapped his arms around my neck, his voice soft and defiant as he said, "He is my dad, and you are the meanie." Henry was not buying it. He lunged forward, trying to take my son. If I can buddy up with Rowena, the sky will be the limit, he thought. He was so blinded by greed that his face twisted with it. "Hand him over, Jaden. If you are pulling a kidnapping stunt, you won't see a dime, and you'll be behind bars before you know it." The crowd started to close in, reaching for my son. He burst into tears, and I held him closer, ready to bolt from that mess. "He is my son. Back off. We're out of here." However, Henry was in our face, his voice sharp as he said, "Your son? What, is Rowena your wife? Take a look in the mirror. If you want to spin a tale, at least make it a good one. You think I won't call the cops on you?" I was not scared of his threats. "Go ahead, call them. Rowena is my wife. Go on, call the cops. I'll wait right here to see who they'll arrest." The moment I said that, everyone looked at me like I had lost my mind. "Your dad's a billionaire and Rowena's your wife? Jaden, you've lost it. Just you wait. I am calling the cops now. Let's hear what you'll say then." I never saw it coming. After I left the country, wild rumors had started swirling. However, the rumors never fazed me. I had the real deal, confidence and a love that stood solid as a rock. Right there, in front of everyone, I laid bare Henry's dirty laundry. "Henry, you thought you were slick, huh? Living it up with foreigners on their dime while stringing Clara along with your hot and cold games? You didn't think anyone would catch on, did you? However, I've got to hand it to you. You've got a real knack for fooling women. Clara's been wrapped around your finger for years." Henry's face flushed with panic as he rushed to deny it. "What are you even saying? Oh, Clara, you are so gullible. Henry knew exactly who you were from the start. He was playing you all along. Why don't you check out his list of exes? Every single one of them comes from money. You think you are the exception? That's just naive." Clara's face turned stormy after my words hit home. She had always wanted out. She then questioned everything. She turned to Henry with a dark look. "Is that true? You knew about my family from the beginning?" Henry looked like a kicked puppy. As he pleaded with her, "Clara, Jaden's making stuff up. Don't you trust me? I knew it was love at first sight when I met you. I did everything for you. Have you forgotten all I've done?" Clara's suspicion wavered but did not fade away. She sent a quick text to her assistant, asking them to dig into Henry's past. At college, Henry was livid, his face red with rage. He charged at me and landed a punch that felt like a hammer. My son was ripped from my arms when I least expected it. "Daddy! Daddy! Save me!" My son's cries cut through the chaos. I had to keep him calm, so I called out, "Hang in there, buddy! Mommy and Grandpa are on their way. They'll take care of the bad guys, don't worry." All I could think about was getting my son back. "Henry, give him to me. If you hurt him, I swear I won't let it slide." Henry, bitter about being called out, clutched my son and spat back. "You are the one who won't get away with this. I am calling the cops." "Enjoy your life in a cell, Jaden," he sneered, dialing with a vengeance. I secretly hoped he would call. A quick glance at the clock told me my father and Rowena would be there at any minute. However, Henry was not done. Cradling my sobbing son, he boasted to the onlookers, saying, "I am the hero who saved Rowena's kid. She'll thank me for sure. Whoever teaches this guy a lesson gets an introduction to her." The crowd, eager for a slice of Rowena's world, surged toward me. I was bombarded with punches and kicks. I fought back desperately, shielding myself where it mattered most, but I could not escape the pain that engulfed my entire body. Henry was on the sidelines, egging them on. "Come on, hit him harder. Knock him out!" The ruckus finally caught the event manager's attention. He was horrified at the sight of my beating. His legs nearly buckled, and he fell over yelling, "Stop! Everybody stop! Do you even know who this is? Mr. Lawrence, are you okay?" Trailing him were my father, who had finally shown up, and Rowena, who had hurried over straight from the airport. Henry, caught up in his own thrill, had missed the whole exchange. He gleefully pointed at me and told my enraged father, "Mr. Lawrence, this guy was pretending to be your son. I've had someone sort him out for you." He then carefully presented my still sobbing son to Rowena. "Miss Smith, your son was nearly snatched by this man, but thank goodness I caught on and saved him." His eyes sparkled as he awaited the praise he was sure would come, and he humbly said, "Just doing my duty."